Hey guys, Jack on Wrist here, back with another video, and in today's video, I want to show off perhaps one of the most well-spec'd and well-rounded microbrand dive watches you can buy, the Zenea Ula Diver. So this is a fully spec'd Swiss-made 300-meter dive watch with pretty much every specification you can ask for, and to boot, it also has an awesome Meteorite dial to it as well. Now they also have other colors, so if you like this watch or want to check it out, link in the description below to Zenea watches. I really recommend it. At $600, you're pretty much getting every specification you could want in a dive watch. So without further ado, let's check out the Zenea Ula Diver. So here is the Zenea Ula Diver. And like I mentioned in the introduction, this is a really awesome watch. I think it has really great specifications. And so let's talk about those specifications. Number one being the dimensions. Now this watch is really great because it fits most wrists out there. 41mm case, 48mm lug to lug, 20mm lug width, and 12mm in thickness. You can see that sign crown here. A nice, pretty slim dive watch. And talking materials now, we obviously have a ceramic bezel insert, as you would hope for, a lume pip, as well as a sapphire crystal. And obviously the main star of the show here is that amazing Meteorite dial, that gray dial. I think it looks fantastic. It's just awesome to look at, and I think that they executed it really well, especially with that blue and that red in terms of accents. I think it looks pretty good. And obviously that's the main star of the show here. I think it is a very popular thing right now to have a Meteorite dial, and definitely well executed here. You can also see the applied indices. You can see that 12 and that 6 there. I think they're really nice designed. Obviously they're applied, as I mentioned, and I really like the way that they're done. I think the font is very fitting of the watch, and so I really like the design. Now, as you can see, it is a Swiss-made watch and also a 300-meter water-resistant diver. So a pretty legit watch here, screw-down crown as well. Pretty much the specifications you want out of a proper diver. And again, that Swiss-made is really great to see. Speaking of that Swiss-made on the dial, this has an ETA 2824 ticking inside. So really great. I think that when you're paying a price like this, as I referred to in the introduction, around $600 or so, you really want to get out of that Seiko NH35 category, and you're really doing that here. Obviously an ETA 2824, a nice, solid, robust movement that can be serviced by pretty much anybody. It's a great choice in my opinion. Obviously really nice and thin, and like I said, Swiss made, can't go wrong. Moving along to the case back, you can see the Zenea watch logo being surrounded by two aquatic creatures. I believe that's supposed to symbolize the internal moving of time, constantly flowing. And a really cool design, in my opinion, a custom design, and really cool to see effort made into the case back. Just nice to see. Moving on to one of my other favorite features of this watch, and that is the bracelet. It is a really nice looking bracelet. It has an H-link design, which is not super common. I really like that on this watch. Solid end links, solid links all the way through. You can also see the screws as well, screws on either side. And so this is a really well-made bracelet. Feels really nice and solid. Definitely feels like it's fitting of that sort of mid-level luxury category, and you're certainly not paying that level of price. So again, I think a really great value for money there. You can see it's polished on the sides here, a brushed finish on the top. And I really like the bracelet. I think it is really fitting. Kind of reminds me of some other brands like Zen, what they do with their bracelets. But again, really nice design and really fitting. Now moving on to the clasp here, you can see the Zenea watch logo here. Keep in mind this is a model that has been passed around to a bunch of reviewers, so it's going to be scuffed up a little bit here. But a great clasp. It has a proper milled clasp here. And it does also feature an on-the-fly adjustment. You just push in these two things right here, and you can get the right fit. You can make it fit the right size you want. Also, it does have micro adjustment on the side here as well. So really, you're gonna have no problem finding the right fit. So as a total package, I think this is a spectacular watch. I mean, specification-wise, it has almost everything you could possibly want. Swiss-made movement, awesome dial, great material, sapphire crystal, ceramic bezel insert, solid bracelet, milled clasp, on-the-fly adjustment. There's not really much you can name that this thing doesn't have. And I think that at $600 for the variants without the Meteorite dial and $800 with, I think it's still a really great deal. So here's a better look at the case back design. This is actually part of the box. It's a nice lacquer finish wooden box. Really nice size, not too big where you're wondering where you're gonna put this thing, and definitely a lot of effort went into it. And I think it's just nice to see because you're paying $600 for this thing, and so to get a nice looking case for the watch is really great. Now, Zenea is a Canadian-based company, obviously a microbrand as I've been mentioning, and so it's really cool to be able to support someone with a small business that's really pumping out a good product. You also get a 2-year warranty with this watch, which is something I really want to mention as well. A really good amount of time in my opinion, so just want to throw that out there as well. I also want to throw out there that if you don't like this Meteorite dial option, you also have a black, white, blue, and yellow choice to choose from. Like I said, it's an awesome watch, so if this Meteorite dial does not fit your taste, I would definitely check out those other colors. Link in the description below to check out Zenea watches. So finally, here is the watch on my wrist. I have a 6.5-inch wrist, and like I was saying, it really looks good on my smaller size wrist. I also can't imagine it looking too bad on really any size wrist for that matter. So a really great proportioned watch, and there you go. There's the wrist shot. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That was the Zenea Ula Diver. Like I said, a really awesome microbrand dive watch with pretty much every specification you could possibly ask for. I definitely recommend you check them out. Link in the description below. And a big shout out to Zenea Watches for sending this in for review. So like I said, that's pretty much it. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.